Hi and welcome back. It's Tyler with T-Mann Tarot, and I'm here with another fabulous tarot deck review. And I am so excited to do this tarot deck review because this deck has meant a lot to me. We are talking about Tarot of the Divine by Yoshitani. Please forgive me if I'm butchering your name, but by Yoshitanani. Ooh. But this is a deck that was gifted to me by the one and only, my fabulous friend and tarot mentor, Madam, while they and their husband were here in the city. And we went to my favorite tarot book shop, crystal shop here in New York City. And Adam and I spent like 45 minutes picking out tarot decks, being like, what do you think of this one? What do you think of that one? While Dustin was running around looking at crystals. And this deck, Adam said, you would actually really appreciate this one, given my background in theater, fairy tales, storytelling, things like that. So he was lovely enough to gift me this deck. And I have to say, it is one of my favorite decks. It is Rider-Waite inspired, so the imagery is very easy to connect back to that Rider-Waite Smith imagery, and you can still reference all of those pictures and those images. You can see the correlations. So I have to say right off the bat, this deck is very beginner friendly, and is definitely one that I would use if you're starting off trying to understand tarot without having to have kind of the old RWS imagery. If you want something new and fresh in a way, I would go with the Tarot of the Divine. It comes in this lovely box, and on the back it says, the path of enlightenment is unique for each of us, but many of the lessons we learn are shared stories, passing along cultures and generations, right? Makes sense. These stories and the ideas that are found within tarot, they are not new concepts. There's things that have been around for generations, right? Tarot of the Divine brings traditional tarot archetypes to life with lustrous stories and fables, including The Little Mermaid, Aladdin, The Crane Wife, Sleeping Beauty, King Arthur, and the stories of many lesser-known legends and deities from all over the world. Just as the tarot provides ways to interpret the world around us, so too do these illuminating folk tales. So there are, as it says, folk tales, fairy tales. There's also connections for me. I can see references to Disney movies. I can see references to musical theater things, since those are things that I actually enjoy and that I love, and that it is just a great deck that I found to be riveting and moving, and I just connected to it. One of the things that I love to do, if I can, right, is to take a lunar cycle and get to know the deck. So before I even took this deck out into, oh, and here's the Little Mermaid card. Here's the Fool as the Little Mermaid. Before I even busted this deck out for lives or for, my general content on the internet, I bonded with this deck, and it is one of the decks that I just am so connected to. Lightweight cards, they shuffle very beautifully. They are easy to bend and move, right? Here we go. Beautiful riffle shuffle. You can also easily do hand over hand, right? But these cards are lovely. They do show their wear and tear, right? I have used these. I was gifted this deck back in May, and some of the cards have started to, you can see that it has been used and loved, and, very well appreciated, right? But it's gonna chip away. The paper, there's not much that's holding these cards together, as in forms of like they're being sealed, right? So they will chip, they will not fray, but the corners will give in. To me, that's not a huge deal, because a deck that shows wear and tear, shows love, shows that it's been used, it has connection to the person, and there is just this beautiful connection and bond where I feel that the tarot decks are supposed to wear over time. Because they've been used, their wisdom is being taken, right? We take the wisdom and knowledge from tarot and these cards to help us figure everything out. I do love the back of the cards, right? They allow beautifully for uprights and inversions. You can't really tell which goes with which. So if you are a tarot reader who loves including inversions, it works beautifully with it. So you get, it comes in this box. It is a lovely box with a string, perfect for holding the cards. You also get this guidebook. Now, I originally read through it and I thought that this guidebook was enough. And it wasn't until I was doing a deeper dive into this deck that I discovered on the creator's website, which I will link below, that there are 2 additional books that are available for purchase. There is a book that is called Beneath the Moon, which is the stories that are connected to these cards. So it's the fairy tales, the myths, the legends that are connected to each of these cards, because in the book, right, you get, the card, the name, a brief description, and then upright and inversion, right? You kind of get all of the fast-paced, like easy breezy, beautiful, like information that you need right there for you, right? So 8 of coins or 8 of pentacles. It's the 6th swan, Germany, a German fairy tale, right? 8 of coins represents the long haul and the sloth in the middle of the project that needs to be completed. The little princess needs to keep weaving nettles in silence if she wishes to set her cursed brother free, right? And in upright, we get craftsmanship, commitment, determination, ambition. And then reversed, we have repetition, poor quality, rushing, bad reputation. Bad reputation. But then it gives you like the Spark Notes version of the fairy tale, where the other books that are available, first one, Beneath the Moon, goes into deeper description of all the fairy tales and how they are connected. There is another book that is called The Tarot of the Divine Handbook, and it is detailed symbolism breakdown of all 78 cards. So it goes into depth. Now, this will suffice to get you to understand the cards, right? But I wish that the other 2 came with it. I wish that we could get more or have this be a bigger book with all of that information in one. Not my circus, not my monkeys. I didn't create this, but it is available, and I am so glad that it is available for us to dive deeper into. Let's look at a couple of the cards just from the book. So one of my favorite cards to go to, and is the card that kind of helped me get into tarot, is the Sun card. So here's the Sun card. The Sun card is the sun god Ra, Egypt, an Egyptian deity. The sun is success, birth, confidence after passing through difficult times. Egyptian sun god Ra proves everything is illuminated with optimism and enthusiasm for the path ahead. Upright, we got keywords such as satisfaction, accomplishment, joy, luck. Reversed, missed opportunities, delays, doubt, fear of missing out, depression. Love that. Love those connections. Let's see. You have in the book spreads that are available to you. Simple card spread, a 3-card spread, upright and inversions, and just a little breakdown at the very beginning of the suits and what they mean. It's very lovely. It is very much... This is like the Spark Notes version of all the tarot. So let's dive in. Let's see. So one thing that I was interested in that I discovered is that all of the kings you'll see in the upcoming clip, they're all animal based. They are all kind of in this regalness. The King of Wands is a phoenix. But we also see this kind of same repetition. That's the 8 of Wands. Of course, in this little pile I have here, I have none of the other kings, right? King of Coins is a turtle, right? So it's more of this connection to outside of us in this notion, and more along the lines of animal connectiveness to the world and to all of the things. This is my favorite interpretation of the 4 of Coins. It talks about how being connected to the 4 of Coins, while you have to protect your energy, money, and time, at the same time, you do not want to be the one suffocating those who are near and dear to your heart, which I love that. I love that connection to it. Here's the King of Swords, which I believe is... it's the Griffin. I wanted to say Gryffindor, but it's the Griffin. So that's the deck. I really love this deck. It is easy to interpret, easy to understand, and it falls along the lines of some amazing fairy tale stories. If you like this deck, let me know in the comments below. The link to purchase directly through the creator's website will be linked below. And let's cut to a deeper dive and a look at these beautiful cards.